I'm going to take you guys right now around my entire reptile collection. I would say a reptile room. We've got a reptile room, but it's a full house thing. Take, for example, these big enclosures. They're in our living room. We've got another one in the living room. We've got a quarantine room. We've got the reptile room. We've got absolutely everything. But we have had a lot of changes recently, mainly in the collection size. But we're going to run through absolutely everything right now in this video. Roll intro. Richard, and this channel is called Northern Exotics. We're a reptile YouTube channel totally dedicated to all things reptile related, whether it be specific species care, breed your own live food, loads of things that are going to help you. If that's something you're interested in, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so that you get notified next time I do upload a video. So let's start this reptile room tour off with Popcorn, our Kahl sunglow boa constrictor. She's in this enclosure, she's in the living room. Let's go in there. So this is Popcorn's enclosure. She's currently wrapped up inside that pipe just there. I don't know why she loves it there. It must be the perfect temperature, but she absolutely loves just curling up inside that pipe. So it's a 6-foot enclosure, 3 foot deep, 3 foot tall. She absolutely loves it, or he absolutely. I don't know why I keep calling him a she. I haven't got a clue. But like I said, there she is. You can just see the tail end of her just in there. I'll show you some close-ups right now. You wouldn't think, being inside that pipe, that she was actually just about 6 foot long, would you? I mean, check it out, she's got some girth. I do have to be careful with him because he does get quite vivid defensive. He's just seen me playing around and poof, out popped his head. But, oh, I'll get on a better shot. There we go. Yeah, there she is anyway. He is protected inside this big enclosure. It's a bit arboreal because he does love to climb. Got a big water dish. That's the only real change for this month. He's just had a bigger water dish. He's protected by Buddha McBudderface just in there. Cocoa fibre substrate with a mix of bit of orchid bark in there. She's got a couple of hides dotted around, but that's about her enclosure. It's lit up with a Reptile Systems CHE, ceramic heat element, and it's got let's see, some LED lighting. I do plan on changing that through to UVB lighting just to see what he reacts like. Hopefully it'll be a good change for him. And then this is just, like I've said, it's located in the living room directly above Hugo, our Savannah monitor. Let's move on to him. And down here we've got Hugo. He's a 1-year-old Savannah monitor and he's absolutely amazing. One of the best animals, one of the most intelligent animals I've ever owned. Hugo here, he's in a 6-foot enclosure because it's just a grow out enclosure. He absolutely loves the size, the space. At the end of the day, they're a monitor in the wild. I've gone into properly deep knowledge about Savannah monitors, where they come from, what their environment's like, all that sort of stuff. If you want to know the care about Savannah monitors, it's just click the link that's going to be in the card just above. It's over here, mate. It's over here, mate. Boop, boop. Get him doing some running. Up here. Ooh. There we go. Give him a bit of exercise, running around the enclosure. There you are. But yeah, if you want to know any details, I'll stick it in the card above. Oh, you ain't going to get that one because he's... Yeah, mate. You donk. He's a silly Billy, he really is. But yeah, he's in a 6-foot enclosure. It's lit up with Reptile Systems Mercury Vapor 100 watt D3 daylight bulb. And obviously it's got a 10% strip UVB in there as well. But that's just a bit of added extra because all of his UVB and all of his heating and everything comes from that big bulb just there. But that's his 100 watt Mercury Vapor anyway. Just, wait, calm down, mate. There you go. He's very, very food driven, I can tell you that much. But this is his enclosure in total. It's protected by the tiki mask. You've always got to have protection. His water dish is down there. He's just got a new big upgrade as well. Big log there. His big burrows just underneath that slab. You can see the tiny little hole. I don't know how, but he does squeeze himself into that dead easy. There we go. He's very, very food orientated at the moment. He's got such a personality, it's unreal. Very food driven, but after he's had a meal, he does like to come out and stretch around. I have really started to work really hard on training him to be a bit more handleable, because every time somebody comes around, the gas man or somebody, they always want to hold him. So I've always thought, oh, I'll get him a bit more handleable, because Savannah monitors, they are extremely difficult to handle. They can be extremely temperamental and extremely aggressive. This is a fully bioactive enclosure with a clean-up crew of tropical grey wood lice, springtails. We've even got some grubs burrowing around, some earthworms and stuff like that. But that right there, that's Hugo. Let's move on to directly above their enclosures. Both. We've got a ghost mantis in there. There it is. Now it's going to be in and out of focus. This is handheld, but there she is. She's absolutely amazing. I've had her since she was an L1 baby, but she's stunning. I'm really, really tempted to breed her. I don't know how it's going to work, but I am really tempted to breed her. She's in this fully bioactive setup. As you can see, you've got the drainage layer, the fleece separating the drainage layer from the substrate. That's my mix of substrate. It's just a mix of loads of different things to keep the humidity in there. She's got a nutshell there with a load of little bits and bobs to walk on. And obviously those sticks are all different textures. They're all different sizes, they're all different thicknesses, so it's totally different for a massive enrichment. She's got a sort of foamy background. That's just the one that comes with these little Exoterra nanos. And there she is, stood on a hygrometer just there. She stays up there solely because it's a little bit warmer up there. It's about 2 degrees warmer up there because obviously heat rises. She's at the top of the room. She's up near the ceiling. Heat rises. She's on top of the boa constrictor, the Kahl sunglow boa popcorn, and Hugo the Savannah monitor. But there she is. Let's move on to... Ooh, should we go to Rosie? If you're enjoying this video, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. I really do appreciate it, and it really does help massively. But while you're down there hitting that thumbs up button, why not hit the subscribe button if you are new around here? So this is Rosie's enclosure. She's a 4-foot boa constrictor, and she's in a 4-foot vivexotics enclosure. It's heated up. You can see the bulb just there. It's all the stuff's up there. That's what she's heated with a CHE now. But we did just have done a 500-day, we've completed it now, but a 500-day heat bulb test, a durability test to see which heat bulbs actually are the most durable. I'll link that just up here. Click on that if you want to go and see that test. We tested 3 bulbs over 500 days to see which one blew out quickest and which ones didn't and stuff like that. It's dead interesting. But she's in this enclosure. It's nothing really that special. I would get her out, but she's in deep, deep shed at the moment. She's very aggressive. But yeah, that's her enclosure. I wish I could show you more. Let's show you some B-roll. Yeah, not amazing, but I do like my fingers and I don't like to get bitten. And now we're in the reptile room, as you can tell, because it's a bit echoey and stuff like that. We'll start, look, we've got over there, we have got a Scolopendra black flame. It's a giant Vietnamese centipede. Underneath them, we've got a isopod colony. We have got Millipedes, the male breeder Leopard Gecko. Then over there, you can see that one just there. That's actually empty, nothing's in that because that's being prepared ready for an upgrade. We're going to do a full background, bioactive, everything. So if you're new around here and you want to see that, click the subscribe button because that'll be coming up soon. We've got in that one there, just there, that's Poecilotheria regalis. I've never seen it, it's always hidden. Comes out at night, but I can't get any good footage at night, so that's what's in there. Underneath, in that vivarium there, we've got a couple of female leopard geckos. They're absolutely stunning. They're just coming out of the breeding season, so they're a bit skinny and whatever. Down the bottom, underneath them, poof, just there, that's the a male super pastel yellow belly raw python Charlie. Then the rack behind us, we've got a couple of tarantulas, millipedes, grubs. That just there is a superworm breeding colony. And then we come over this way, which is an absolute disgrace of a mess. We've got a Dubia roach colony there and a bearded dragon underneath. We've got the mealworm breeding colony over here. So let's keep going through it. I will start in that absolute mess there because he absolutely destroyed the enclosure last night. There's a shed in there and obviously he destroyed it while he was shedding. You can see he's got a little hide that's upside down. He's tucked up in a corner. He's absolutely destroyed that enclosure. So that's what I'm going to get to directly after this video. directly above them, both, are the two female leopard geckos. Now they're set up in this sort of bare, sterile enclosure simply because it's breeding season. You can see Donna there, the Blazing Blizzard leopard gecko. She's coming out of one of the hot hides. Yes, we do cohabitate two female leopard geckos in there, but look at how many hides there is. There's constant hides. We have got 7 hides in there in total, and including the big lay box at the, well, the big moist hide lay box thing at the back. And then above that, just there, that's a Poecilotheria regalis. It's a arboreal tarantulas enclosure. Again, fully bioactive. You can see the drainage layer, the substrate, absolutely everything. And that one over there needs a good scrub because it's just a spare enclosure ready for one of our tarantulas. Now this is where we keep some of the invertebrates. This is a superworm breeding farm. If you want to know how to breed superworms, I'll stick a card above. Just click on that and that'll take you straight through to that video. You can learn everything you need to know for how to breed superworms. But up here we've got a couple of grubs. Now they're just beetle grubs, nothing special. This top one is Millipedes and they're absolutely fantastic, an African species. Now I first started breeding these simply as a live food source, a natural live food source for Hugo, our Savannah monitor, because they eat these out in the wild. But I've just got attached to these, so they're not going to be food. But they're absolutely stunning. It's unbelievable. I've got 4 or 5 in here now. And then in this one, we've got some rainbow millipedes. Again, nothing special, exactly the same as the others, just a slightly different colour variation and come from a slightly different place. These two are 2 Brachypalma albipalossums. And this is just a small little setup for them, but as I say, they're getting that big upgrade into that big 12x12 Exoterra. These down here, these are grubs. Now, they're just grubs for various other beetles, just little things. We breed the beetles up just as a bit of fun. They're nothing really that special, but I absolutely love doing them. It's something for me and my lad to do together. We love playing around with them, and he loves to hold them and look at them, and it's just fascinating to watch. He's took a few into school before to show them, and obviously I've been there and helped him out with that, but that's what they are. But moving up, we've got some stick insects, not many left, and there's just a couple of stick insects left in there, Indian stick insects. This is fascinating because this is what we get some waxworms out of little tubs. Chuck it in there with a bit of arboreal sticks and stuff, wait for the moths to appear, the wax moths, and we feed them off to our praying mantis. It saves us trying to find flies. But over this side of the room, we've got a Scolopendra black flame, which is a giant Vietnamese centipede. He's absolutely stunning. Again, fully bioactive setup. I did plan on doing a full background and everything for him, but I'm too much of a pansy and I won't go in there to get him out so that I can tart the enclosure up. I go in there, I fill his water up, I spray him down, I mist him down, all that sort of stuff. But I respect him, I love him, but I ain't never going to touch him. He could do some damage. Just got some extra bits and bobs over here, some cocoa fibre bricks and just loads of little bits and bobs. Everyone has a rubbish corner for their reptile room. This is partly one of mine. In here, this is like a homemade rack that I made. We have got a couple of millipedes in here. They're absolutely stunning, some giant trained millipedes, I think they're called. But 2 different species, and they do the job absolutely perfect. Again, I wanted to breed them up for live food for Hugo, but I fell in love with them and they're not going to go anywhere now. In here, tropical grey isopod colony, simply because all of the bioactive enclosures, every now and then they need a bit of an update on their tropical grey isopods. That's what I use them for. And then down here is our male leopard gecko breeder. He's very food aggressive, but we've gone for enrichment in this tub. Let me show you. So this is inside our leopard gecko, our male breeder leopard gecko. His name's Mac. This is his tub anyway. As you can tell, we've got loads of random bits and bobs. It looks dead messy, but let me explain it. Obviously, you've got that fake plant over in the corner. Now, he likes to climb on top of that, climb underneath that. He'll use that as a hide underneath it, because that's the hot side over there. You can see he's got that hospital sick bowl as a hide, and there's his head poking out just there. Hello, Mac. He's got a bulb tail on him anyway. We've got that bluey sort of plant thing. Again, it's just a different texture. He tries to walk all over it, hide underneath it. We've got a food bowl, water bowl, moist hide, cold hide, and loads of dry leaf litter. It's all in aid of giving him enrichment, because it's only a small space, this. It's a 40-litre tub, but it all gives him enrichment. It's different textures, different smells, different touches, different feelings, and just anything to keep his mind that little bit active. But that male has fathered all of these baby leopard geckos. There's a couple of them just there. We got 12 baby leopard geckos this year. Look at them, they're absolutely beautiful. We've got 2 in there, just chilling out,
Maxine, relaxing or cooling off, shooting some people outside of... Yeah. He's fathered 12 babies this year, so he's an absolute stud with the females. But these are just normal leopard gecko babies. They're absolutely stunning. But we've got 5 left. So once they come up to sort of selling weight, I want them to get to around about 22 grams before I do sell them. I've already sold a few off, and I've given 1 or 2 away as well. But yeah, there's the baby leopard geckos. We've got them all lined up in racks and rubs and tubs, just to replicate, just to keep them safe. As you can tell, they absolutely destroy their enclosures. But directly on the other side of the room, we've got 2 enclosures here. This one up here, that's our Dubia roach colony. Down here is Diego, our bearded dragon. He's sat there, just there, trying to climb his background. Fully custom background. It's a 4-foot enclosure. Now I am thinking about virtually doubling the size of this enclosure. I'm just trying to work out the correct heating and lighting I'd need for an enclosure of that size to get the perfect temperature gradient throughout the whole enclosure. I think I'm going to have to go through big bulb one side and then generally stick a few more going through the enclosure. I don't know, it's just an idea I'm playing around with at the moment. The only problem with doubling the size of this is obviously trying to find the correct details and stuff that I do need. So that's something I'm looking into a bit vaguely at the moment. But anyway, 4-foot enclosure, 2 foot deep, 2 foot tall, totally custom made. As you can tell, I've got a piece of wood here. Now this used to have a lot of vivs stacked on top of it, so it needed the extra support. It hasn't got that now, it's just there for aesthetic reasons. But like I say, fully custom background. He's sat there, just there, looking at me saying, "What you doing?" Yeah, he really is. And then directly above him, on top of his hotspot, we have got a Dubia roach breeding colony. If you want to know more about the Dubia roach colony, just click on the card I'll put directly up here. That'll take you through to how to breed your own Dubia roaches. I've got a full playlist on just how to breed various different live foods, on loads of different knowledge about all the different live foods. So it's always worth clicking on the playlist and having a look around, see what you can see. You never know, you might see something you're interested in. And then finally, into the quarantine room, we've got a 4-foot enclosure there and a 3-foot enclosure there. Absolutely nothing inside them. We've got nothing in quarantine at the minute, so I'm going to use that enclosure, the 4-foot enclosure, for the leopard gecko girls. Fully bioactive, plants, hides, burrows, go properly naturalistic as they would have in the wild, and try and bring out some more of their natural wild behaviours. That's going to be absolutely fascinating. I can't wait to start doing that. Again, I'm just researching a lot about their UVB lighting, see what they require, how often to have it on, all that sort of stuff, because leopard geckos, they're a crepuscular species, which means they're dawn and dusk most active. The 3-foot one, I'm thinking for the Royal Python, add it a little bit more arboreal, because I've recently gone to a reptile zoo and they had an arboreal Royal Python setup, and it was absolutely amazing. And the Royal Python was actually up exploring everything. It was fascinating to watch. And that is everything, totally complete. Thanks for tuning in. If you've enjoyed it, hit that thumbs up button, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below just to let me know you've watched this far. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. Peace. That's it from us. Bye.